All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back updates and information as you hot. In case it's your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first we'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper as you hot. You don't share it for the obodo. Plenty things don't they go because of matter where we say it concern Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S, one of Igbo. But before I go bring you that, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Eba Manjoko Odogwana Manzunanya, says that CDS and the Army General Musa is wrong. There was a time CDS Army General Musa said that part of the problem in Nigeria is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Mazi Simon Eba. But to be frank, when I heard it, if you look at what is happening in the southeastern part of Nigeria, you and I will be of a truth. This one, I don't want to be biased. Whether you be Hausa, you be Igbo, or you be Yoruba, welcome. Nami and you day. Anybody will be say he love freedom, now then get this channel. Because freedom is not about being tribalistic. Freedom is not about a particular tribe. Freedom is about a particular government getting things right. It's not even about Nigeria. It's not even about Biafra. So when one is advocating for freedom, you should also look beyond your nose, look beyond your cycle, look beyond your village, beyond your town, beyond your nation, and look at a future that can affect every other nation. Now, if you look at the structure, the political structure of Nigeria that has, triggered the Biafrans to be deciding to free themselves and feel that as if they are in bondage, they are not among, they don't belong, you find that the injustice is what is called tribalism, nepotism, not giving honor to whom honor is due, things like I am, who knows who, and who knows who, of which you know that some of these things are not prevalent in all this developed country, because in those countries you find out whoever merits it. If you merit to be there, you will be there. And that is why these countries are moving forward. They don't care whether you are the son of Dangote, whether you are the son of the grandson of the president or something like that, but they do it by what? By merit. Whoever merit is supposed to be there. And somebody might be asking, why are countries like America, China, Ukraine, Lithuania, and Portugal, Poland, why are these countries well developed? It is because, and why are they moving forward? It is because they don't believe in I am. They don't believe in who knows who. They believe in merit. And that is why you as an African man, you can migrate here to the US, to Europe, and you will still have a good standard work. What they believe in is using your brain to achieve what they want to achieve. And this is what Africans have not realized. And even if Biafrans have not realized this part of life, I believe that even when this nation called Biafra will come, if it has the issue of nepotism, issue of authoritarianism, issue of communism, and all these things, tribalism, you see that even when Biafra comes, Biafra will not move forward. So I think everybody that is fighting for freedom should look beyond your nose, look beyond your people, set up a system that we accept each and every person, whether Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba, because what you are fighting as a freedom fighter is not a tribal fight, but you are stating the fact, creating a nation, a home where everybody will be welcome, and that's why America is still one of the greatest countries in the world. America is still one of the greatest countries in the world today because America accepts all nations, as long as you have what to offer to America. So I believe that in the fight for freedom and what the Biafrans think they are doing, I believe that it should not be a tribalistic talk. So whenever I bring up talk here, don't say you are talking about the Yorubas. you are talking about the Hausas. No. When you say it this way, you know that you are being tribalistic and you are not building a nation that will accept everybody. A great nation should be a nation that accepts the brains. What this great nation look at is the brain. That's why you go to America, you see the Irish, you see the African, you see the Igbo, you see the Yoruba, you see the Jamaicans, mixed up of people in one office, working there freely, moving about. What America is doing is that America is wise. What they use is that they use your brain. Meanwhile, let's go down to the full information of the day of what Mazi Simon Ekpa is saying. He said that Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa has in less than a year blamed Finland twice and now the European Union for not doing anything about Simon Ekpa, whose broadcast and comment push insecurity in Southeast. The material below shows why and how wrong General Musa is. Is Southeast still a part of Nigeria? The Constitution says so, like almost everything in the Constitution that is observed in gross breach. Insecurity in the Southeast is treated as the region's headache. Nigeria is a tripod standing on two legs. Those familiar with a tripod know it stands on three legs. Pre-Civil War, Nigeria stood on three legs. The war damaged one of the legs. Nigeria paid a lot of attention at damaging that leg. In the past 8 years, particularly the Muhammadu Buhari's administration made it clear in words, deeds, and indeed that it would act without concern for the damaged leg. Rogue elements are on the increase in the Southeast. They spawn because those who are doing nothing to restore sanity in the area are mostly beneficiaries of the confusion. The federal government vested with exclusive constitutional and legal provisions and resources to manage insecurity is unconcerned. When a leg of a tripod is damaged, the cook treats the damaged stand with extra care, knowing that without such care as he stares, he posts and its contents are at a high risk of being upturned, and there are consequences. Mischief makers see the Syria unrest as a chance to debrand the Southeast such that it is not an investment destination, unfit for human sustainable living. The media optics highlight this opinion. A May 2023 report on Nigeria's security by Abuja-based security outfit Beacon Intel said of 375 people killed, 5.2% or 35 were in the Southeast, making it the safest region in the country. The report got minimal mention in the media. What is unique about the Southeast is the sit-at-home orders. Only on 17 July 2023, Mr. Victor Onyampa, Chief Operating Officer, KPMG Africa, raised a point about the unease of doing business in the Southeast at a symposium in Aba to mark the 70th birthday of C. Da Uzu, a known investor in infrastructure, estate, and lead private sector promoter of the Enyimba Economic City Development. He graphically showed billions of naira were lost to the sit-at-home orders and how Southeast GDP was shrinking. The facts cannot be disputed. The media, difficult to define in the digital era, are in a race to list the commotion in the Southeast right to how many markets were in disarray in a day. A colleague who arrived from Lagos on Thursday was shocked to see people on the street of Aba. There was another sit-at-home that was to last a week. The impression are that people imprison themselves to avoid gunmen who are taking over the streets. Intensity of the madness varies from state to state, city to city. Our spaces have been considered to mere criminals with whatever names and cases they chose to glorify their assault as Nigeria. Our governors should be comprehensively ashamed of themselves. Why are they in office to have convoys, to disperse resources as they please, to ensure that their people are disseminated while they firm up alliance that creates more turbulence in the Southeast? Are they so afraid to lose their empty empires that they cannot ask questions, the right questions? what fueled their days? Debauchery, meetings, photo opportunities, the competition to amass more resources. Our governors, just 5 people cannot hold a meeting to restore dignity to their cherished offices. They are only visible in agitated competitions to damage the Southeast more through their utterances or loud silence. One of my teachers described what is going thus. In effect, we have 2 parallel governments in each of 5 states, and neither is of any benefit to the governed. Perhaps we should say 3 governments, the federal manipulation, the other 2 benefiting from the chaos. The governors should be ashamed of themselves. This is coming from my Simon Ekpa. The other 2 governments are the government who order sit-at homes and enforce them, and state governments that do nothing except budget billions of naira as security votes to extend their comfort. What happens to the people does not matter. Some insight from the Owerri prison break of 2021, according to Dennis Amachere, a former assistant director of DSS. There was enough intelligence, enough actionable intelligence, actionable in the sense that it allows for space for people to execute it. 1 week ahead of the event and course of 72 hours before the event and then 48 hours before the event. So 3 times, the Nigeria police force was informed by the DSS that this is going to happen. Apparently, nothing was done to stop the attack. You can see that the governor was referring to that particular report that is not IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. If Governor Hope Uzodinma blamed outsiders for the attack, did he know who they were? What was done about them? The prison is near the highest concentration of security in Imo State. A look at the places closest to Owerri prison, Government House, headquarters of the police, and the Department of State Service DSS. The Army Brigade on Obinze is not too far away. The invaders released more than 1,800 prisoners, was only sacked for the breach. There have been more attacks in Imo and other Southeast states since then. Our homeland is turning into a wasteland, deserted, distressed, denied, disseminated. Traditional weddings, festivals, and funerals used to be our local tourism, and the funeral resources into the local economy. They are all gone. Insecurity constantly erodes our culture. Fear has become our living. Anything done or not done about insecurity in the Southeast affects Nigeria. Shrine the country. There is a poor understanding of the insecurity in the Southeast when it's treated as insecurity of the Southeast. It is a Nigerian situation situated in the Southeast. Is Nnamdi the issue? Not any longer. The federal government and those rogues on the streets manipulate his name into the crisis. The Court of Appeal freed him, while would the government still hold him? What stops the federal government from making a formal complaint to the Finnish government about Simon Ekpa, who makes the sit-at-home broadcast? Has the federal government told Finland about dedicated menace Ekpa is? Government complicity is too obvious that few seem to expect any solution from government. Is there any part of Nigeria that has more checkpoints than the Southeast, outside extorting the people and taking advantage of the young ladies in their location? What else do they do? The promise by the new Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to deploy more troops to the Southeast simply means more militarization of our spaces. There are enough reasons to know that better uses of troops in the place are required. We lost the Civil War. We did not lose our senses. The challenge is for us to find solutions that we can take willing partners to secure our space. Only our action will prove that we have had productive meeting. The Southeast must act fast. The content global local for space keeps intensifying. The same context encompasses the environment, economics, power, politics, and more importantly, the politics of power. Power is never enough. Its dynamics ensure that those who think they are master of the power of politics still feel inadequate. Meeting where more time is spent praising the nuisance of breaking the kola nut than dealing with the killing of our people, our whole land, or no solution. We must ask more purposely. Details of what can be done and how to do them are not matters for public consumption. As Nnamdi would say during the Civil War, when surrounded by enemies, we must be entirely vigilant. We cannot afford to sleep. Now, people, when I don't see as they happen, I know it was a long sleep for you, a long script, but I know you paid attention. I know you have benefited. Thank you for listening. God bless you.